Hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Patience. To my existing subscribers, welcome back. If this is your first time here, be sure to click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can continue to indulge in the Haute Bella experience. In today's video, you guys, I am trying out a new foundation. I follow various makeup artists on Instagram, and one of the makeup artists that I follow had this particular foundation on her workstation, and I wanted to know, what is that? So it is the Aqua foundation from Canon. I am in the shade 301, and I am loving how this complexion turned out. I have been wearing this foundation now for about 4 hours, and it is holding up beautifully. So if you guys would like to see how I created this gorgeous complexion using the Aqua foundation from Canon, then keep watching. So my eyes are done for the most part. I prepped my face using my Elemis Rehydrating Ginseng Toner. I then followed up with the Caudalie Essence, and I added the Caudalie Radiance Serum on top of that. I moisturized with my Tatcha Water Cream, and I used my Milk Hydra Grip Primer to prime my face. I also used these little collagen pads from Dew of the Gods. This came in one of my BoxyCharm boxes. I used those pads under my eyes. And for my eye look today, I used the Huda Mercury Retrograde eyeshadow palette. This also came in my most recent BoxyCharm box. So now it's on to my complexion. For today's foundation, I am going to be using the Canon Aqua foundation. This foundation is supposed to work really well for production type makeup. If you're going to be under bright lights, special events, you're going to be taking pictures, you need long wear without the foundation breaking down. This foundation is supposed to do that, and it's supposed to do that in a very skin-like type of way. So yeah, I'm in the shade 301. And what else am I using today for my complexion? For my concealing and my contouring, I'm going to be using these two products from Huda. These are both concealer. This one is in the shade Hazelnut, and this one is in the shade Caramel Corn. And I'm going to be using my oldie but goodie Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Powder Kit. There's a shade in here that is called Peaches and Cream. I love setting my under eyes with this shade, and that's this shade right here. And to set my overall complexion, I'm going to use my RCMA No Color Powder. You guys know I love this powder. So let's get into this complexion. My color correcting is done. I used my Tatcha Pearl in the shade Candlelight under my eyes, and I also used my Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer in the shade SX14 around my mouth area. So I'm going to go in and start my concealing. I'm concealing in all the areas that you would normally want to conceal, which is under the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, Cupid's bow, forehead. Wherever you want to highlight and or conceal, that's where I'm adding this product. I have done my cream contouring, and now it's time to get into the foundation. And again, this is the Canon foundation. This is their Aqua foundation. I'm in the shade 301. And I think to start off with, I am going to take a couple of pumps. 1, 2. We're going to take 2 pumps, and I'll see what that does for me. This foundation is medium coverage, medium buildable coverage. And it's supposed to be for normal, dry, and combination skin types. I did my color match online. So the description for this foundation is that it is a long-wearing feather-light formula that includes the Canon's new gloss film powder. So this is supposed to give your skin the type of look that you have once you've completed a facial. So it's really supposed to be a natural looking finish. The description goes on to say that now with increased coverage, sweat resistance, and oil resistance, this formulation's light diffusing minerals and weightless base hydrates the skin for a flawless complexion and youthful glow that lasts all day. I think my color choice is not too bad. It's feeling very light on my skin. This is really pretty, a very pretty finish. I think I'm going to go in with maybe one more pump just to kind of see how much I can build this up. Got one more pump here on my little mixing palette. I'm going to take this all on my brush here. And I'm just going to go over the areas where I normally need just a little bit more coverage. This foundation is also described to be skincare infused to provide a luminous finish as well as a buildable coverage that smooths the appearance of pores and imperfections. It is definitely lightweight and it feels really good on my skin. I'm liking the way this application looks, also using the brush, but I normally go back over my application anyway with a sponge just to make sure that there is no excess foundation, you know, product, anything that's just sitting on top of my skin. I want everything to be blended into the skin, so this is really pretty. So I'm gonna just go over really lightly with my sponge. I don't want to lift any of the product off of my skin, but I do just want to make sure that anything that's sitting on top, right, that hasn't been blended in well, that this sponge picks it up. So just a light tap with the sponge. Also, this foundation is fragrance free, so that's really nice. This is looking really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. So I'm going to start setting everything. I'm going to go back in with my brush to tap out any creases that may have formed here in my under eye area while I was applying my foundation. And I'm going to use my little foam wedge here and I'm going to tap right into my Peaches and Cream and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Contour Kit. And I'm going to set my under eye area. I really like how this powder looks in my under eye area. It has that peachy type of undertone to it. And that's interesting because normally I try to, or I would think that more of a golden undertone would be something more that I would lean towards or what have you. But yeah, this is really pretty. I like how this looks. Eyes are set. And using my no color powder to set my entire face. Setting too heavy, just a light set. I have normal to dry skin, so I can't do, or I prefer not to do a really heavy set because it's going to settle into every fine line that I have, every wrinkle, and that's not what I want. So this light set works really well for me. So before I move forward, I've got quite a bit of powder on my face, so I'm going to add a little bit of my Caudalie Beauty Elixir just to take a little bit of that powdery look away and bring it back to life for me. The Caudalie Beauty Elixir does have a fragrance or a scent to it. It's kind of an earthy, almost a peppermint type of smell in my opinion. I like the product, not too fond of the fragrance, but it does what I needed to do. I'm going to add a little blush. I'm going to use the Pat McGrath Divine Blush. This is in the shade Cherish. Very nice. I'm going to use the bronzing shade out of this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, Volume 3. I did a video recently using this palette, and I used this palette all over my face. Today I'm going to use it in a more targeted way. So I'm going to use it for bronzing. So I'm going to take the darkest shade in here, and I am going to just hit the areas almost like right over where I did my cream contouring is what I'm setting in or locking in, going back over with this bronzing shade. And while I'm here, I'm going to also go into this shade, and I'm going to use this as some highlighter in here just to add a little bit to my cheek area, just a little bit. This palette is really nice for adding just that little something that you need to give you a really soft, highlighted, ambient type of look. Very pretty. It's time for my lips, and I'm going to use this lip liner pencil. This is from Persona, and this is in the shade 90210. This is another item that came in one of my BoxyCharm boxes. And I'm going to use one of the Mini MAC matte lipsticks. This is in the shade Velvet Teddy. I love these little mini matte lipsticks from MAC. Very pretty. I am really liking the Aqua foundation from Kojin Do. This foundation gives you a sheer luminous finish that diffuses appearance of pores and imperfections. This foundation definitely did that. I wore this foundation for about 6 hours total and it held up beautifully. I actually set this foundation, but I think that I could have gotten away with not setting it if I wanted to maintain that luminous type of look. Setting the foundation did matte it down quite a bit, but still the finish of this foundation is gorgeous. I'm in the shade 301. I am so happy to add this foundation to my collection, and I will be using this foundation again. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye.